How's everybody doing today? I certainly hope you're doing well. Okay, you know what? I'm kind of surprised that so many people enjoyed that song. I'm really surprised. But hey, I'm glad you liked it. And I hope you noticed that no ads were run on that particular piece of music. No way. That would just... That's one of those types of things that's not for sale. You got me? Yeah. I mean, truly. It's a principal issue. However, all you people that sent postcards, just to kind of let you know what's going to happen, those postcards, like I told you before, are going to be turned into something totally different, and it's going to be used for a music video. Yeah. An original piece. That'll be a lot of fun, sure will be. So, that's what they're going to be used for. Now, seeing that I only needed between 200 and 300 for the specific metamorphoses, so to speak, right? I'm going to try to make sure that all of them in there somehow. So we're trying to figure that out right now, for real. To make sure, because you know what? You took the time out of your day to help Monty out. I mean, truly. That's just kick-ass. Because I couldn't have done it myself, right? Then, of course, somebody from the UK, they sent £5. That was damn nice of you. I want to tell you something. That is some wild-looking money. Wild. It's got the holograms in it. And it's really wild. Anyway. Then a lot of you had sent some long-winded letters and that, and I appreciate it. I read them all. I appreciate, and I tell you what, some of these people's handwriting. Anyway. So that's what's going to happen, just so you know. It's going to be extremely complicated. I met with a new engineer. He's going to do all the mixing and stuff. And then, yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. Sure will be. So like I said, I was hoping to have it done by the 22nd of December. I just don't see that happening. So I'm going to wait this week for, you know, all the postcards come in that were out of country, Australia, New Zealand, all that sort of stuff. And then the following week, we'll go into the transformation. That's going to take, I'm hoping, a week, but it might take 2. So it looks like I'm not going to make it for my December 22nd, right? Oh well. So rather than waiting until February, like Valentine's Day or something like that, as soon as we're done, we'll just publish. Okay? For real. That's what we'll do. So that's just getting that out of the way. But do you know what time it is? It's story time, buddy. It sure is. And if you remember, last week sometime somebody sent me a postcard, and they were talking about how the garbage men rule the world, right? So I decided to create a story about a garbage man. And we got it all done. We sure do. So, relax, sit back, and I like to let people know whether or not it's a true story. It's not a true story. It's a story in which I created. The name of the story is called Treasure Trash. So let's go ahead and begin, shall we? There's an individual. His name is Roger. Hell, Roger's been a garbage man all his life. Well over 30 years. Funniest thing is, his father was a garbage man. And his grandfather was a garbage man. And when his grandfather was a garbage man, it was just a matter of running around with a little old rickety-tickety truck or some sort of vehicle, picking up garbage and taking it to the dump. You know, back then they couldn't load up these huge, monstrous trucks like they do today, right? Hell, old Roger's father, they didn't have the big old fancy hydraulics and, you know, where they're lifting up the garbage and all that stuff. So hell, Roger, he was a garbage man at a good time. because he was able to see the evolution of the trash collection. I tell you what, Roger was not, he wasn't no spring chicken. He knew everything there is to know about finances. But when he was younger, he dabbled in, the labor ladder jobs. You know what I mean? You start out cutting grass. He didn't like to do that so much because it make your tennis shoes green, your socks green, your pants green. It stinks. You're itchy. He didn't like that so much, right? So then he went into like fast food, that sort of thing, restaurants. He didn't like that so much either because he had to deal with the public and they'd get smart with him and he'd just let them have it, right? So when he was younger, a job came along. He was in his late 20s. And somebody told him, you know something, why don't you be a garbage man? He said, garbage man? What are you talking about? This is when he was like in his late 20s. Somebody's telling him this. He goes, well, think about it. If you're a garbage man, you'll never be without work. It's job security. I mean, think about it. They're going to have good benefits. They're probably going to pay you well. Old Roger, when he was in his late 20s, he went out there, applied for that job, and he's been a garbage man ever since. Hell, he's about 62 years of age now. He's still a garbage man. Right. So you think somebody, probably they get in their 50s or the 60s, they're going to get out of that field. They're going to retire and go fishing and traveling for the rest of their life. Oh, now Roger, oh no, he's a working man. He doesn't mind getting in there, getting his hands dirty. He doesn't mind working up a sweat. Earning that money, not making the money. Earning the money. Well, when Roger was about 35 years of age, he got married to a woman named Maggie. Maggie's a real good woman. She sure is. She's pretty smart herself when it comes to finances. So you see, about a decade into working as a garbage man, Roger got wise. He got real wise. He got to think, now hold on a second. I can pick up the garbage and I can put it in the truck. But what if I see something that's of value? If I see something of value like the old cliche, one man's garbage is another man's treasure. Right? And he figured, well, hold on a second. If I see something on top there and it's kind of small, what if it was a diamond ring? What if it was a pipe tobacco pipe, but a certain kind of pipe? Not just everyday corncob pipe. What if he saw something like maybe a baseball mitten that was in perfect shape? Because, you see, people throw away things. They throw away things for the weirdest reasons. Maybe they had a divorce and they're trying to get back at their spouse. Maybe they got to move and, well, they can't take it all with them. Maybe somebody passed away. Who knows? Who cares? So that's what Roger did. He started collecting all these little things. And he started having these like garage sales. This was all extra because he was getting paid, and every 2 weeks he'd get a big old paycheck because they're paying him good. And he's got good benefits and all. He works as much as he wants. Sometimes he'd work on Saturdays. It just depends. They'd have these big old storms, and they'd have limbs and leaves and branches and all that stuff, siding and who knows what. So he'd volunteer. Because, see, him and Maggie were trying to buy a house. Well, one of Maggie's relatives had passed on. She got a little bit of inheritance, kind of helped him out with down payment for the house. But you see, they didn't get just any house. No, they didn't. You see, they lived in the state of Michigan. Yeah. And this house, well, right now it's deemed at about $990,000 in worth. It's just under $1 million in value right today. Yeah? But they bought that years and years ago. But still, even then, it was big, big money. Are you aware that the IRS audited Roger and Maggie 4 times? 4 times. 4 separate times. Hell, even one time, they had an IRS agent with a private investigator follow him around for about a month to find out how he's making all this money where he can not only afford this house, but he's affording new cars, and he's got an RV, and he's got a couple of ski-doos and a racing boat on the property there. And this property is so massive, you gotta have a tractor to cut the grass. When it comes to raking up all the leaves and such, oh my goodness, you gotta use a tractor. You can't do it with a rake. You'd be there a week. He's got a big old sprawl. And his house is sitting right there, right dead center, and all this property's around it. Hell, almost 2 acres. And he's got it tiered up. Oh, Maggie did that herself. She's got it all tiered up with all these retaining walls and such, and flowers and trees and oh, it's just gorgeous, right? But the IRS is so damn nosy, they can't figure out how it is that a garbage man is able to have all of these worldly things being a garbage man. How's he doing it? Well, they never could figure it out. And the first time he got audited by the IRS, oh, Maggie got on him real good. She said, now listen here, I got a inheritance because one of my family members passed on. That's how we were able to make the down payment in association with Roger's savings that he was making from his garbage collection. And why are you being so damn nosy in the first place? And Maggie told the IRS agent right to his face, too. She goes, isn't it kind of odd that you want to be putting your nose in my business, but your parent company, which is the Federal Reserve, they can't be audited? Yeah, there's something wrong with that picture. I should sue you just on those grounds right there. Well, they kind of packed up their stuff and they ran away. But anybody that has ever had any dealings with the IRS knows they're not the nicest people in the world. They're incredibly nosy. So you see, the second time they got audited, oh, Maggie got wise to everything. Because you see, they want you to have all these receipts. All these business receipts and allocations for this and that. You went to the movies and you went to maybe some sort of party and you had to spend X amount of dollars. You got a motel room, rent a car, whatever it is. She got real wise to this because you see, when they do an audit, you're supposed to have all of your receipts with a staple in all of the receipts, so that when they are auditing you, they can do one of these. Maggie got real wise to all of this. You know what she did? She took 2 receipts, put a staple in it. 2 more, put another staple. Here she's got thousands of receipts, and she got thousands of staples in 2 receipts. Do you know why? Because the IRS has to turn right back around, take each staple out of those, then back them up, and then staple it. She's just making it difficult for them. How darn this thing. They didn't find anything. Third time the IRS come in, try to give them a hard time. How is it you got this big old RV sitting here, you got this beautiful house, you got tiered flower beds and bushes and all that stuff, you got ski-doos, you got all these boats and stuff. And then, of course, when the IRS walks in the house, they want to do an audit on all the furniture and everything they got going on. Right? They lose again. IRS loses again on that one, too. Because Maggie's getting wiser and wiser as time goes on. And here's the thing. Oh, Roger, you know what he did? Every year, Roger would have a no garbage can sale. You know what that is? That's very rare. It doesn't happen very often. And he'd have this once a year. It's called the no garbage can sale. Hell, sometimes Roger would be picking up garbage everywhere. He'd go down these streets, and people would put on the garbage cans themselves, garbage. Please take this garbage can. Oh, he'd take them all right. He'd strap them on the back of the truck and that. He'd bring them home because, you see, his house was just a couple of blocks away from the shop. When they moved in that house, it was just their house, maybe a few other houses, big old fields. But now, it's like their house, a couple of other houses, and a bunch of fields turned into industrial. So you go from industrial bleeding over into residential. Happens all the time, right? That's because they purchased a house so many years ago, right? So Roger, he'd be driving that truck down, he'd see a garbage can and said, "Trash, please take this garbage can." Oh, okay, he'd grab that. He'd get 4 or 5 of them on the back of the truck there. He'd just drive by his house and throw them right over the fence, and then he'd deal with them later. And every year, he put a little ad in the paper, said, "Hey, we're having a big exclusive, no garbage can sale." Hell, you try to go buy a garbage can today, like 2017 around Christmas time, you try to go buy yourself a plastic garbage can at Ace or, Lowe's or one of these places. You're going to pay about $17, $20. That's ridiculous. It's not even metal. It's plastic, but it's got a plastic cap. $17, $20 for a piece of plastic. Are you kidding me? Hell, when old Roger was doing it, he had metal garbage cans. Once with the tops on it. Some of them didn't have the tops. Some of them had little dents in it. They had little holes at the bottom. But for the most part, they're a good garbage can. They're in good working order. And some of them even have wheels on them. You believe that? Have a garbage can with a wheel on it. I mean, that's innovative right there, isn't it? So every year it'd have this big old sale. You put that ad in the paper and you just wouldn't believe how many people come out. Hundreds of people coming out looking at all these garbage cans that other people thought were garbage, but they really weren't garbage. Oh, I want that one there. He'd sell for like $5. See, this is how he's making this money. Or is it? Is this how he was able to afford the big house, the RV, the ski-doos, the boats, the cars, the exquisite furniture? Is this how he was being able to do that? Let's go ahead and continue with the story, shall we? So these people come in from all walks of life. They're looking at the plastic garbage cans like even today. A couple of years ago, he had the no garbage can sale. People look at the plastic and they're like, "Well, how much you want for this one?" He'd be like, $2. All right. Have a little bitty hole in it. But see, a working man will know this. He'll tell you. Somebody that goes out there and they go in the yard and rake these leaves and such, you put a plastic bag in a garbage can and you try to load it up with leaves or something else and you try to pull the bag out of the plastic garbage can or even a metal garbage can, and it's hard to do. Do you know why? Because the air in between the bag and the garbage can gets locked in there when you put the bag on there initially and you can't get the bag out. You got to turn the damn garbage can sideways to yank it out, right? Because it's acting as some sort of vacuum. But a working man would know that you want a garbage can with a couple little holes in the bottom. Because when you put the bag in there and you put the leaves in there or the debris in there, you got to take the bag out. Pew! It comes right out. Right? And all these people, they know that secret. They do. You might think it's a little secret, but it's a big secret when you're a working man. Right? So I tell you what, he make hundreds of dollars in one day at the no garbage can sale. Oh yeah, man. So here old Roger he's still working as a garbage man, 62 years of age. Hell, he should be traveling the country, he should be fishing, he should be at the golf course. And you know what? A lot of people look at Roger, they think, yeah, he's just an old man. Wait until he takes off that shirt, because he's got a six-pack there, buddy. And he's strong as an ox, because he's been slinging garbage all his life, right? He's not like Monty. Monty's got like a 12-pack. You know what I mean? But old Roger, he had a six-pack. He is just really fit. So, about a year before, in other words, about a year ago, 2016, this fella came along. His name was Kevin. Kevin was a young man too. He's like in his late 20s. Kind of like the same age that Roger was when he started out being a garbage man. Kevin only been working there about 8 months, but the funny thing is, Roger and Kevin never really crossed courses at all because they worked in totally different sections, right? They had different routes and such. And hell, these days, they only need to have one garbage man per truck. So you have the guy, he drives up, gets out of the truck, he, of course, puts the truck in not parked, but just, where it's neutral. Guy gets out of the truck, he grabs the garbage and he tosses it in the back. So one man is doing all the work, whereas before, when Roger started, it was a two-man job, right? But you see, there's a big old storm up there. Yeah. Big old high winds in Michigan, boy. Oh, man. And these high winds, they knocked off, the branches and more leaves than necessary. They had like hail, high winds. It was like tearing the siding off of all the different homes and such, and all the shingles, and they had a bunch of debris. So what they did, the company figured, well, we should have a two-man crew. Because you have one guy that's driving, the other guy to get out, and if you had a bunch of bags, let's say all a bunch of leaves, 55 bags, you'd have two men get out, and it'd be more efficient. And this is how Roger and Kevin met. Yeah. So they came across this one house that had all these leaves and bags, and they were just loading it up. They're kind of getting along okay. Even though you got about a 30-year difference. And old Roger's trying to learn, Kevin there, about how he can make extra money. Asking about, okay, well, you with your folks? I mean, do you live by yourself? You got a sweetheart, a wife, and all? Well, Kevin, he was married, right? He had a wife, but his wife was new. He didn't really know her that long. Couple of months, they decided to get married, one of those, So he didn't know her so well. Just kind of jumped to it, right? He was renting a little house there, about 5 or 6 miles away from Roger. So Roger's trying to learn him. He's trying to teach him how he can make extra money and get all the worldly things that he has. And of course, Roger's just bumping his gums, talking about how he's got this, he's got that, he's got boats and ski-doos and new cars and a big house and a big property and all that stuff. And hell, Kevin's thinking, sure you do. Sure you do. Well, I tell you what, once they loaded up all those different bags and that, they put it in the back of the truck. There's a garbage can there that says, this garbage can is trash, take it away from here. He put it out, strapped it on the back of the truck. Roger said, here, stop by right here. Stop by my house. I got to put this garbage can in the back of my backyard. So Kevin drives over there, gets into his house, and he's looking at his house from the street. Kind of like in the alley. Because he's got a 6-foot privacy fence. And then there's an alley down there, but the half of the privacy fence is kind of like sort of in the front yard. Not really the front yard, but the side yard. So he takes a garbage can off there, or Roger does, and he tosses it over the fence. It's a plastic one, but it's still a good one for the no garbage can sale for the next year, right? Kevin's looking at this property. His jaw's about to hit the floor because this thing is huge. A garbage man should not be looking. I mean, hell, you'd think, Kevin was working for the IRS. Kevin's like, there's no way you can afford a place like this being a garbage man. So all of a sudden they get a call over the radio in the garbage truck. And the company says, sorry guys, you can't continue that route where you're going. You can't do it. There has been a huge, monstrous water main break. And you're gonna just be sitting around for a couple hours. You can come into the office or you can go to lunch or do something. We'll call you when it's ready, right? Well, hell, they were already at the house. So Roger invited Kevin in for have some sandwiches. Right? And hell, Roger's the sole breadwinner. Maggie just takes care of the flowers and the house and all that stuff. She does all the shopping and cooking and all that sort of thing. She likes doing that too. So they walk in the house and he's like, Maggie, I'm home. She come racing downstairs, right? I just want you to meet my new friend, Kevin. He's a younger fella. They shake hands and that. Says, Maggie, if you didn't mind, can you make us some lunch, or I'll help you make lunch? Oh, sure. Maggie's just the sweetest thing. I swear to God, she's just the sweetest damn thing in the whole damn world. And so they sit down, they have a little bit of lunch, and oh, Maggie, she's a little bit nosy too. She learned her nosiness from the IRS, you know. And seeing that old Kevin was having IRS thoughts on how in the hell a garbage man can afford this big old sprawling estate, old Maggie and Kevin, they got along great. I mean, super great. So hell, months and months and months and months went on. Every time you turn around, old Kevin is over at Roger's house, and he's learning. Roger is learning him. He's teaching him on how you make all this extra money. And old Kevin and Maggie, they get along so good. Sometimes Roger have to go and make some sort of errand. Old Kevin and Maggie be there talking amongst themselves, laughing, giggling, carrying on. They got some sort of little friendship going on, right? So hell, it's decided finally by Roger, he's going to retire. He's going to get out of this. Hell, he's been with the company 32-something years, right? And even though he kind of likes this fella, Kevin, he's been teaching him all kinds of things. He said, now listen, Kevin, I'm thinking about getting out of this. I'm tired of it, you know. It's not that I'm tired, but, you know, I've made the money. I got the money saved, and, you know, I got everything I about ever wanted. Got a nice house, got this RV, I got brand new cars, got the ski-doo and the ski boat and all this stuff. And I think I learned you, I taught you how to make extra money. I think you're very well aware of this. He goes, but I tell you what, why don't you come over for supper? And I want to really teach you one more thing. Kev's like, you know what, I can't do it. I can't do it because, you see, me and my wife, we got a month anniversary coming up. Where'd you hear that from? Carrot Top, can of carrots, Carrot Top. Anyway, they had some month anniversary they got to go to, right? So you could make it. So the following Monday comes along. They're supposed to go to work, and now they're going to be on their separate routes and such. Roger's going to do his deal, and Kevin's going to do his deal. You know what I mean? Because they did all the storm cleanup and all that stuff, right? Kevin goes to work. It's no big deal. And usually Roger and Kevin, they go to lunch. Well, Roger didn't call up Kevin like he normally does. And, well, Kevin decided to give him a call, and he didn't answer his phone. I'll see him tomorrow. No, you won't. Because when Tuesday comes along, he's not going to wait around for Roger to call him up. He's going to call him up himself. He calls him up on his cell phone. He doesn't answer, goes up voicemail. Hell, this is going on for like Wednesday also and Thursday. He said, you know what, I about had this. He's going to stop by the house, and he's going to go talk to Maggie and find out what the heck's going on. He gets over to Maggie's house and Roger's house, knocks on the door, ding, ding, ding. He's got a good relationship with old Maggie. Maggie to him been real good pals. See, the thing is, old Maggie, she was 10 years older than Roger. She's like 72. 10 years older. Oh, Roger's going after them cougars, you know. Anyway, so he knocks up on the door. She answers the door, and old poor Maggie, she looked like hell. Oh my God, she got big old dark circles under her eyes. Her hair's all messed up. She's wearing her bathrobe. Hell, it's in the afternoon now. About lunchtime. She kind of like very somberly asked him. She's like, hi, Kevin. Is everything all right? He goes, no, it's not all right. Usually me and Roger, we go to lunch. And he learns as me, and he teaches me all this kind of stuff, and teaches me how to ways to make money. I've been doing the things he's doing, and he's right. I am making money. He goes, but I don't have the space to have the no garbage can sale. But I am doing the things, and he is right. I'm having a little garage sales and such, and I'm making extra money, and wow, I miss him. We're supposed to go to a lunch on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and today, and he's not answering his phone. Maggie she is so depressed, buddy. She goes, well, the night you were supposed to come over, we had supper and such, and we laid down, we went to sleep. Oh, Roger's just not with us anymore. And Kevin's face turned white, just like that. He's like, what? He's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I just saw him. He goes, you know what? That's just the way it is sometimes. That's the way it is. It doesn't matter if you're a good person or a bad person or something in between. People leave this earth constantly. It happens every minute, every second. That's reality. She turns around and closes the door. Oh, Kevin, he just felt like a thimble. He felt very small. He felt like he interrupted somebody's grief and sorrow. Oh, man. He didn't have a very good day. He was thinking the whole time, I just saw him. How could he not be with us? No, he's feeling bad, right? Well, a couple of weeks go by. He's thinking to himself, damn, should I get Maggie a card? Because we are good pals. We had a lot of laughs. He decided he's going to get her a card, right? He races down the store, and he just doesn't get her any card. He gets her one of those little musical cards. You know, one of them kind of cards cost $10. He got one of those kind of cards. And he gets in there with his own handwriting, makes it real personal, writes her a nice little note, talking about her wonderful husband, Roger, that he met, that was learning him and teaching him about how he can make extra money and better himself and better his family. He was real appreciative. He sure was. Real appreciative. He gets that all up. He puts it in an envelope. This envelope even has a ribbon on it. I mean, he went all out. And he should, because Maggie's a wonderful woman. She is. So he goes over to Roger and Maggie's house. He dings the door. Hell, it's a Saturday. So she's going to be there. He doesn't have to work and all. He's not doing a garage sale. He doesn't have the property to do the no trash or the no garbage can sale, but still. He breaks away and he dings the door there, and Maggie answers the door, and she's looking pretty damn good now. She doesn't have the bags under her eye. Her hair is all done nice. She's wearing a nice blouse and such. She greets him with a little bit of surprise, but a lot more warmth this time. Because hell, it's been weeks, right? So she says to him, hi, Kevin, how you doing? He goes, oh, I'm doing real good. And you know what? I'm just working, and I'm just, I'm doing the things that Roger taught me. And he tries not to say his name because he doesn't want to, cause any trauma to the missus, right? She goes, I know, and, it appeared at the time to Kevin that Maggie was pulling out of it. She did all her really heavy grieving early in the game. You know how it is, fellas. You know how it is, ladies. Somebody that you just, you know what I'm talking about, right? You got your heavy grief. It's like the first 24 hours, 72 hours. That's the heaviest part of it, right? Because that's a shock. And then you kind of pull out of it, right? She's in that area where she's kind of pulling out of it. She's accepted it and such. So she invites Kevin in. She makes him a good old sandwich. They get to reminiscing and talking about Roger. What a good fellow he was. He was a good fellow, too. He's kind of like Monty. He's a good guy. Principle-minded. Wants to be responsible. Yeah, for real. So they're laughing again. They're just carrying on and such. Oh, Maggie reaches over. Because, see, Maggie, she's 72 years of age. She's 10 years older than Roger was. Maggie reaches over and grabs his wrist. Says, now listen, Kevin, I'm just going to tell you some facts. And I want you to pay close attention. This is so important. And he's sitting there. He's got to listen now. This is the message. Roger's gone. So he's listening. He doesn't give her the card and all that. She said, now listen, I'm becoming to the age, and because, certain health issues, I'm going to have to sell the property. I'm going to have to sell the RVs and the ski-doos and the boats and all this stuff. And I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to my family in Utah. All right? But I knew Roger for a very long time. And I know that Roger would want you to have his prized possession. And today, I'm going to give that to you. Kev is thinking, his prized possession? He never said anything about a prized possession. What the hell is she talking about? She goes, now listen, I want you to come downstairs. They had a basement, but it was a finished basement. It wasn't really a basement. Is it really called a basement if it's finished? No, I don't think so. So she brings them down in the basement, and it's all finished. They got like all kinds of stuff down there, different rooms and bathrooms and carrying on. They got a little bar and the whole 9 yards, right? She brings them down. She goes into this one room, and it has a key for the door. This is an important room. It's got a key. I mean, hell, you got 2 people that just live there, and you got a room with a key? Yeah, that's pretty important. She opens this door up. There's nothing in the room except for one garbage can and a lid. And it's sitting off in the corner. And the garbage can lid is propped against the garbage can, just like this. And it's a metal garbage can. And on this metal garbage can is the infinity sign. You know, the number 8 sideways? That. And the infinity sign that is on the side of the garbage can, where the handle should be, but it's not there. It's only that. Is the same color and the same sort of metal as the garbage can itself. She brings him in the room, and Kevin is thinking, wait a minute. Kevin's thinking to himself, he's thinking, how is this a garbage can his prized possession? How is this possible? He's going to find out. He sure is. He's going to find out. So Maggie brings him into the room. She takes the top of the garbage can. She lays it off to the side of the wall, and she drags the garbage can itself, the metal garbage can, to the center of the room. And she says to Kevin, Kevin, I want you to follow my every instruction and don't get it wrong. Kevin's like, okay. But Kevin's thinking to himself, okay, this woman's like 72 years of age. Roger passed on. She's going to be a little twerky and worky. And she said she had some sort of medical problem. She's got to go back to Utah. She's going to sell everything. She's got a lot on her mind. So Kevin's thinking she's just not right in the head. But he's got to be polite. Because I tell you what, it'd be rude to Maggie. Because Maggie's a good woman. She always was a good woman. So he's got to mind his P's and Q's. That's the right thing to do, right? Under those circumstances. So he's going to do whatever she wants. She said, Kevin, I want you to place your hands on the side of the garbage can, like this. He's kind of reluctant, but he can't say no. She's trying to give him something. He can't be rude. So he takes his hands and he slides it over there. He's like, okay. And she gets on the other side of that garbage can. She does exactly the same. She goes, I want you to look me right in my eyes. Again, it's kind of weird looking at an older lady right in her eyes with all this other stuff going on, even though her husband, Roger, and Kevin's friend passed on and all this weird stuff going on. But he does. So he's got his hands there on the garbage can. He's looking at her just right in the eyes. She's looking at him. She goes, I want you to repeat after me. This is so important. Because she's going to give Kevin Roger's prized possession. They got their hands on the side of the garbage can like this. They're looking at each other eye to eye. And she says, repeat after me. The heavier the garbage, the bigger the prize. Kevin he wants to laugh. He's not really sure what to do. But he can't laugh. He can't. Because she's being serious. He wants to laugh. But he can't do it. So he repeats after her. He's like, Maggie, I'm sorry. Can you repeat it? So Maggie, she's like, the heavier the garbage, the bigger the prize. He repeats it to her. The heavier the garbage, the bigger the prize. She goes, that's it. I'm giving you, key word, giving. That is the key word here, ladies and gentlemen. Monty would know because Monty created this story. I'm giving you Roger's prized possession. Kevin grabs the lid. He puts it on top of the garbage can. He takes the garbage can upstairs. He puts it in his vehicle. And he takes it home. He gets home. And his wife says to him, oh, Jesus, what do you have now? Kevin says, well, I have a garbage can, obviously. And you see, Kevin and his wife, they had been married not that long. And they got married only seeing each other a couple of months. One of them. So she's not being very friendly with him. And they don't have a big old sprawling property like old Roger and Maggie had. However, he was given Roger's prized possession. And he's going to keep it, by golly. He's going to put his foot down to his wife and say, oh, no, you don't. I don't care how long we're going to be married for. This, I have to, you know what? This is a garbage can. This was Roger's prize. She's like, oh, here we go with the garbage again. So Kevin is trying to state to his wife, now listen, you just wait a second here. I go to work every day. I'm breaking my ass to put food on this table, pay these bills. You can't be looking at me, oh, garbage again. Forget it. And plus, we're doing these little garage sales. We're making extra money. He's trying to put her in her place. And she needs to be put in her place. Because that garbage can is Roger's prized possession that was given to him by Maggie. Right? So he's carrying this garbage can. He carries it through the house. He goes to the back door, the slider. He slides the door open. He gets ready to place the garbage can in the backyard. It's a small backyard. And his wife comes stomping out there. She doesn't even get a name. She doesn't deserve a name. Not in this story. Because she's so rotten to this guy, right? His wife come marching out there. What the heck are you doing? We do not have any more room for this garbage or this garbage can. Get it out of here. Well, sure, he could have like some big sort of argument or something like that with his wife in the middle of everybody in the backyard, in the neighborhood, and then everybody be talking. He bites his tongue. He picks up that garbage can. He goes into the den of their house, like the indoor man cave, but it's not a garage. That's where he cuts all the checks for the household every month. That's where he does his thinking. That's where he does his relaxation. That's where he does his anger moods. If they get some sort of argument, he runs into the den, thinks about it, whatever he does. That's his place. She's got her own place. Well, hell, they got a little plastic garbage can in there. He takes that garbage can, that plastic garbage can, he just tosses it in the backyard. He's all mad. He takes the prized possession that was Roger's. The garbage can is a metal garbage can with the infinity sign on the side of the garbage can. He puts it right in the corner, right by his desk, because he's got a roll-top desk just like mine. We're not talking about a cheap kind. We're talking the solid oak kind. We're talking the biggest one you can get. He's got one of them with all the drawers and all the compartments and such, made of solid oak. So he puts it right by his desk there, because that's going to be his garbage can. He gets up, goes into the kitchen, opens up the refrigerator, goes to the second shelf, and he gets himself a little Canadian Dry, Canada Dry, some little soda pop, right? Mono likes Pepsi, but he likes, anyway. He kind of opens that up, pours a little bit of the glass with some ice. He's drinking that up. All of a sudden, he hears his wife in the den raising all kinds of hell on why that garbage can is in the den. He places that soda can on the counter along with the glass with the ice in it. He races off into the den. He said, now you just wait a minute here right now. He puts his foot down. He's screaming at her. He goes, that garbage can was given to me. Was given to me by Maggie, who was the wife of Roger. Roger's a great guy. I worked with him. I worked shoulder to shoulder. We were slinging trash. He learns me. He taught me how to do these things for us, baby, so we can make extra money. And you're going to be disrespectful. And his wife turned around and kicked that garbage can, put a big old dent in inside of it. That was it. That was it. Oh, Kevin's not a violent guy. He's not at all. But I tell you what, he grabbed his white boy by the shoulders and he just shook her, said, get out of here, and closed the door. Oh, his heart just erased. He's just furious, right? Because that was the metal garbage can with the infamy sign on the side was given to him. Was given to him by Roger's wife, Maggie, his friend. Even if she is 72 years old, who cares? He's sitting down at his roll-top desk. He's thinking to himself. He's so mad, too. Always mad. Furious. He's just sitting there. He's got his arm crossed. He's thinking, man, the audacity of some people. I never should have married her. He's having one of those type of thoughts. So he has a piece of paper there and some pen. Just regular piece of paper. Nothing fancy. He's doing a little doodle, thinking to himself. Not drawing anything. You know how it is when you doodle. You don't draw anything special. You're just doodling. Thinking about other things. He calms down after a little bit there. Reaches to the left-hand side. He's got a little radio up there. Turns on that radio. He's got some calm music going on. It kind of brings his blood pressure down. He gets to thinking, should he apologize to his... Hell no, he should not apologize to his wife. The wife that doesn't deserve a name in this story ain't going to get one. He doesn't need to apologize to her. She needs to apologize to him for disrespecting the situation, right? So he calms down to the point where he can actually think straight. He sees that doodle over there, and hell, the garbage can is sitting over there in the corner. That's going to be his garbage can. He grabs that piece of paper, and he crumples it up, and he tosses it into the garbage can. And as that piece of paper is flying through the air, it kind of hits the side, it hits the other side, and bloop, goes in. You know how it is. And old Kevin's like, score! Ladies, that's what guys do, okay? When we're playing basketball with garbage cans and stuff. We do that for real. Even when we're by ourselves, we do it. So he's feeling pretty good about himself because he was able to get a piece of paper that he crumpled up, throw it into a garbage can, it goes, and pew, in there, 3 feet away. Wow, good times. Mine's going to have to light one for that one, right? I got to celebrate. So he gets up online, he's on his computer, and 6 minutes later, guess what happens? That garbage can starts rocking, and it's kind of like bouncing up off the floor, because he's got a hardwood floor in that room in the den. And the garbage can is just rattling, shaking. He's like, man, what the hell's going on? There was nothing in the garbage can. There was nothing there. He just threw one piece of paper in the garbage can. Why is it shaking like there's a big old earthquake going on? That garbage can shakes for about 2 minutes and scared the living hell out of him. He doesn't know what to think. It stops shaking. Kevin stands up. He walks over to the garbage can and he looks down in it to see what's inside. And he's in shock. There's a bunch of quarters inside of the garbage can. Quarters. He's thinking, well, where's the paper? The paper's not there. It's now quarters. He's like, wait a minute. Where's the paper? I know I got it in there. I went boom, 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 and went boom. And then a couple of minutes later, it just starts shaking, and suddenly it went from paper to quarters. What is going on? So he reaches down into the garbage can. We're not talking a couple of quarters, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking quarters that are this deep in the bottom, all the way around of that garbage can. He's like, whoa, what's going on? What's going on here? So he's ruffling his hands through the quarters. They are quarters. He picks one up and he's looking at it in the light. He's looking at the year on it because he wants to know what year it is, right? The year of these quarters, 1962. Uh-oh. You know what that means. All you silver buffs out there, you know what that means, right? Oh my. What's he going to do? He grabs the sides of the garbage can. He tries to lift it. It's so damn heavy he can't even lift it. Because you got to remember, all the way around at the bottom of the garbage can is this thick of quarters. 1962. Wow. He goes in the closet inside the den there, right? Just a little closet. Half closet. He goes in there and he finds a little backpack and he starts loading up that backpack. He's like, you know what? I'm going to go down to the bank. He shouldn't have taken him to the bank. He should have taken him to the coin store, in my opinion. But he doesn't. He takes all them quarters down to the bank just to find out how much is there from one piece of paper. He goes to the bank. They get on that little coin machine. You know how it is, right? You're waiting for all the coins. They're bagging them up. And he's like, no, I just want to turn them in. About 15 minutes later, after he had this backpack, he had to make a couple of trips because the damn thing's so heavy you can't even lift it. After everything is tallied up together, all the quarters that were in the bottom of the garbage can from one piece of paper equated to $3,700. So now his bank takes all these quarters, they run them through the machine several times because he has to keep going back and forth because they're so damn heavy. You can't do it in one trip. And he ends up getting $3,700. He can't believe it. He's emptied out that garbage can there. He gets to think, well, hold on a second. Maybe I can throw me another little piece of paper in there and see what happens. So he starts to get in his roll top desk there. He opens up one of the drawers, kind of like Monty has right here. He grabs his pad there and boom, the light goes out. Yeah, he's got a light right in the middle. Nothing fancy because it's it's a smaller house or smaller backyard. He can't have the no trash can sale because he doesn't have the space to do it. Yeah, he's reaching for that damn piece of paper. He's going to get him another piece of paper and toss it in there, right? And that light goes off. Son of a gun. He gets up, he goes off into the garage, he gets a light bulb with 2 light bulbs in it. You know how they sell it like that? Hell, he doesn't need a ladder because he's kind of tall like Monty. He just reach up there and change it, right? So he gets that little pack in. He pulls out the good light bulb and he's reach up there and he's twisting off the old light bulb. And he turns around and he tosses it in his garbage can, the one that was given to him. And it breaks, right? He takes a new light bulb and he's screwing it in there. He gets it in there. And boom, comes on automatically. He goes sit down, he's reaching for that pad again, that piece of paper. He's going to try this again. And that frickin' garbage can starts rattling and shaking and it's going off there. He's like, oh my God, man, what is happening? You got to remember, he threw that light bulb in there and it broke. Sure did. That damn garbage can stopped shaking. He doesn't know what to expect now. Because first time it was a piece of paper. This time it's a light bulb. He gets up, he looks inside there. And there's a bunch of diamonds in there, buddy. There ain't no light bulb. Not even the backside of the light bulb is there. It's all diamonds. His heart's about ready to stop. But how many diamonds? The entire bottom part of the garbage can, this thick, is diamonds. Well, hell, it's too late in the day to go to a jeweler. Because, hell, he spent most of his time arguing, Saturday and all, right? Arguing with his wife there, after going from Maggie's house and all that stuff. And then going back and forth to the bank. Right? Because you see, these days, there's a lot of banks that, hell, some of these banks are open on Sundays. Right? So he can't rightly go to a jeweler to find out the worth of one of these diamonds. So he's going to have to do that Monday. He's going to have to do it either during lunch, or maybe get off a little bit early and race off to one. Well, that's what he does. Monday rolls along, and hell, he's got all these diamonds, see? He's keeping this big old secret from his wife that doesn't deserve a name, because she's so rotten to him, right? Yeah. So he's got it in his little half closet there, in a backpack, but he's got one of them with him. On Monday, he gets off work. He races off to a jeweler. And he says, he gives him some bullshit story and says, yeah, well, you know, my grandma died and she had like a little bag of diamonds. I was just kind of curious if they had any value, if they're even real. That jeweler's in there and he's got his eyepiece on there and he's looking at it from all different directions and such. And the jeweler says to Kevin, sir, these are extremely rare. These diamonds are like from 1920s. It appears that way. He goes, well, what's the value of that one diamond? He goes, I'm guessing about $4,000. Kevin doesn't know what to do. He's in a pickle now. Hell, he's got the bottom part of a garbage can that was this thick and full of diamonds. So chances are he's got thousands of these diamonds. That according to this jeweler, one is worth $4,000. He doesn't know what to do, man. He doesn't know what to do. So he says to the jeweler, he goes, okay, if you were to buy this diamond from me right now, what would you give me for it? The jeweler goes, well, you know, because we have it. He goes, dude, just tell me, what would you give me for it? Don't give me a bunch of nonsense, just tell me. He goes, I'd give you $3,000 for it right now. He goes, sold. There he is. Boom, bam, boom, 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 boom. $3,000 in cash. That's a pretty damn good day, isn't it? Damn good day. Plus he's got his work. Plus he's doing the garage sales. Plus he has over $3,000 in the quarters from the one piece of paper. But now he's got thousands of diamonds that he has to offload incrementally. Because if he doesn't, and he does it all at once, who's the first person to come knocking on his door? The IRS. That's it. And he knows this because he ain't dumb. Matter of fact, Roger learned him about that. He sure did. He taught him that if you start making so much money in these garage sales, that you're going to have to put that money in the bank incrementally. You can't do it all at once because as soon as you do, you're going to trigger all these alarms that go off because all the banks work in conjunction with the IRS. The same organization that they can't be audited, the IRS can, but not their parent company, which is the Federal Reserve. They can't be audited. But they want to know what you're doing at all times, see? So you got to be careful. Roger told him that, see? And Roger's right. He is very right. Even though he's not with us anymore. Man, he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what to do. Hell, he goes to work that week. He sure does, and it's the darndest thing. He doesn't know what to do. He's wondering, do I tell my wife? Do I not tell her? I mean, suddenly we have over $6,000 in cash in the house. I can't keep it to myself. She is my wife. See, he cooled down. He's starting to think what he believes is rational, but what I believe is not rational. You have a big old secret like that and you're married to somebody you don't even know? Yeah, you keep that to yourself. But does that happen? Of course not. Of course not. Because old Kevin and his wife get together, things get a little warm, if you get my meaning. And then somebody's legs start going up in the air like kites and that. You know what I'm saying and all. And old Kevin's giving skiing lessons, and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1, 2, 3. You know what I'm saying, right, guys? We give those skiing lessons all the time. You got to keep in shape, you got to practice all the time just in case. Oh, man. So he says to his wife that doesn't deserve a name in this story, right? He says to his wife, he goes, that argument we had, he says, I just wanted to tell you, this garbage can was, I know it's maybe a big deal to you, but it's, maybe not a big deal to you, but it's a big deal to me because the guy died and he went through the whole story. She goes, and she's kind of calming down a little bit too, and they're still, kind of warm and such. And they do a big old makeup session, you get me, right? And he goes, what if I were to tell you that we're absolutely rich? She goes, well, what do you mean? He goes, that garbage can? She's like, yeah. What about it? And she started to get a little snotty with him again. He goes, what if I were to tell you that is an infinite source of wealth? She looked at him and said, yeah, okay. And what kind of herb you smoking this week? He goes, no, I mean it. I'm being very honest. How if I was going to tell you that one piece of paper equates to over $3,000 in quarters? She said one piece of paper equates to over $3,000 in quarters. Yeah, of course one piece of paper would. It's called a check. Because I would write you a check for over $3,000, you'd cash it, and then you would get $3,000, right? He goes, oh, no. See, old Kevin, he wants to be all smarmy. He wants to show her, right? He goes, watch this. He brings his wife that doesn't deserve a name in this order. He brings his wife into the den. He goes, watch this. Garbage can sitting over there. He gets one piece of paper, reaches down. He crumples it up. And he throws it right in him. Goes right in. Waits about 6 minutes and just starts to shake. Here we go again. Starts to shake, shaking. He's like jumping off. And she's like startled. She's like, what the hell is going on? He goes, just wait. She's waiting. He says, now go over there and look inside of it and see what you see. His wife gets up and she's a little apprehensive. She goes over there and she looks down at it. She goes, where'd the paper go? He goes, exactly. He goes, reach your hand down there and tell me how many quarters you got. She reaches down in there and she's picking them up by her hand load like this, right? She's like, oh my God. How many quarters are here? She looks at Kevin. She goes, you know how many? He goes, yeah, exactly. There's going to be about $3,700 in quarters, $3,600 in quarters. It's going to be over $3,000. If you don't believe me, take them down to the bank yourself. Right? He goes, hell, that ain't the only thing. The other day, I was going to throw me another piece of paper in this infinite treasure trash can, and the damn light bulb burned out. I raced in the garage, picked me up some new ones, pulled out the old one, threw it in the garbage can, and now there's thousands of diamonds. And each diamond is worth $4,000. And there's thousands of them. And he opens up that backpack and says, see? And she's running her hands and her jaw's about to hit the floor. Right? They're talking about what they're going to do and the houses that they're going to buy and the cars they're going to get and all this stuff. They done made up. I tell you what, his wife is treating him a lot differently now, buddy. A lot differently. He's like the king of the palace now. She's not having any reservations about this garbage can in the den. Oh no. She's welcoming it. She says to him, you know what? This calls for a celebration. He goes, you're damn right it does. Oh, Kevin said that to her. She goes, do we have any alcohol in the house? They start looking around. They got like a beer and a little bit of wine. He goes, hell, I'll just race out and get us something. She goes, yeah, get us. She's making a big old list for him. She's like, well, get this, because now they can afford this stuff, right? It's going to be awesome. They're going to have a new life. They sure are. That's the darndest thing. He races off. He's going to get that. He's going to get all that alcohol. They're going to have a big old celebration. They sure are. Because their lives have changed now, haven't they? Yeah. About 40 minutes later, he races in the door. Hi, honey, I'm home. Kind of like boxes, you know. Comes in. Honey. There is no honey. Uh-oh. Where did his wife go? Honey. He goes to the slider. He opens up the... Honey. Immediately you think, uh-oh. I wonder if the garbage can's in the den. It sure isn't. It's gone. Uh-oh. It's gone. What? Oh, he starts going into some sort of ballistic fury. His wife's not there, and neither is that garbage can. Maybe that is why his wife loaded up that big old list, to make sure he was going to be gone an ample amount of time so she could get that garbage can out of there and kidnap it. Because his wife has other ideas herself. Maybe she's going to toss in some paper. Maybe she's going to break some light bulbs. Maybe she's going to commandeer that garbage can. No, she's not. No, she's not. Because you know what she does? She takes that garbage can over to a hotel. Oh yeah, she checks into one of these fancy smancy hotels. She figures, well hell, you know, damn, we got all this, look at all these diamonds I got, see? I got a garbage can. I got an infinite supply of wealth. So she checks into a big old nice hotel. She bring her garbage can with her. She's telling the people, they're like, what are you doing, lady? You can't have that. She's like, oh yeah, I have to have this. Because I'm going to a funeral. And I got to bring this garbage can with me because this is a prize. See how special it is? You see that little sign there? That's the infinity sign. And they let her have it in there. She brings that garbage can up to her hotel room. She sets it off in a corner. She lays the lid on the side of it. Kind of like Kevin did, right? And that's the way Kevin picked it up, too. She's sitting there. She's at that little rickety-tickety desk they got at the hotel. She takes a piece of paper, she crumples it, and she tosses it in the garbage can. Score, she makes it. She's sitting there. 6 minutes go by, nothing happens. 10 minutes go by, and nothing happens. 20 minutes go by, and nothing happens. Well, why not? Because that garbage can was not given to her. I'm Monograph, and if you can't speak freely, you're simply not free.